Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. In the headlines, unions unite to fight with protest in the capital city on Friday. Another cyclist killed in an accident. Thieves steal planting plants from Guapo Gardener, and internationally WhatsApp announces several new privacy updates. And now the news in detail. Several trade unions have pledged their support for each other and will be staging a massive march in the capital city this Friday. At a press conference this morning, representatives from each of the country's trade unions, including the Prison Officers Association, the Fire Association, the Nursing Association, Communications Workers Union, and the Public Services Association, joined together with JTAM leader Ansel Roger to explain that they will be marching against the government's 4% wage negotiation offer, which they simply say is not enough for workers to maintain themselves and support their families. Also, according to Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association second Vice President Letitia Cox, her union will be out and strong to represent nurses on Friday, as many of them are facing the possibility of not having their contracts renewed. In other news, police are seeking the public's assistance to help identify a man who was killed in a road traffic accident in Marabella on Sunday night. According to reports, a 40-year-old man was driving his vehicle north along the San Fernando bypass around 10:30 p.m. when, upon reaching the vicinity of the old drive-in cinema, he came into contact with a man who was riding a bicycle. The cyclist and the driver suffered serious injuries in the impact. The cyclist succumbed to his injuries at the scene. The deceased was said to be a man of dark complexion, clad in blue jeans and a black t-shirt, and in his 30s. The driver of the vehicle was taken to the San Fernando hospital and treated. Anyone with information can contact the Marabella police. In other news, police are once again calling on citizens to follow the road traffic rules and regulations. This latest call comes after 7 people were arrested during roadblock operations in Matura on Sunday between 4:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. The arrested included a man who failed a breathalyzer test, 2 women for allegedly driving without a permit, and 1 person for allegedly using obscene language and resisting arrest. Police also issued 18 fixed penalty notices to wayward motorists for various traffic violations. A 66-year-old Guapo gardener is mourning the loss of over $10,000 after thieves stole over $7,000 worth of planting suckers from his garden off Forest Reserve Road. Suckers are used to plant new trees. Additionally, the thieves damaged about 200 fully grown trees with young and full planting intact. The gardener said the thieves dug the trees out of the ground. He also reported that he harvested 200 pounds of Grammy shell fig, and that too was stolen. The gardener said he would like to be compensated for his loss, but feels he might not be entitled, considering he plants his crops on state lands. Internationally, WhatsApp has announced new privacy updates, including the ability for users to check their messages without other people knowing. The platform will soon allow people to control who can see when they're online, prevent others from taking screenshots of certain messages, and leave groups without notifying anyone. WhatsApp has more than 2 billion users globally and is owned by Facebook parent Meta. Announcing the changes on Facebook and Instagram, CEO Mark Zuckerberg said the company would keep building new ways to protect people's messages and keep them as private and secure as face-to-face conversations. The screenshot blocking tool, which will be made available on messages intended to be viewed just once, is still being tested and will be made available later, according to WhatsApp. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. Recapping the headlines: unions unite to fight with protest in the capital city on Friday. Another cyclist killed in an accident. Thieves steal planting plants from Guapo Gardener, and internationally WhatsApp announces several new privacy updates. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas. Miss Aisha Wells, the Queen of Talk, she's up next.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
Hot off the press presents Aisha Wells' birthday bash. Come celebrate with Aisha on board the Embassy on August 13th. Boarding at the Hyatt Waterfront from 6:30 p.m. sharp. Featuring an all-star DJ cast. We're gonna have a good time celebrating with Aisha.
You're on board. We're talking about my birthday bash.
For tickets and more information, call Robert at 333-2181. Olu at 730-3665.
It's my birthday. That's what we're talking about. Happy birthday to you.
Good about that looking like a real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959 to 814723 or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it's on to it.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Say them a rasta, and them no know about Jaja.
Say them a Muslim, and them no know about Utala.
Say them a rasta, and the boy no know a scripture.
KKK, them a Muslim, and them can't recite a surah.
Nothing a guan for the community the way you are guan. Nothing a guan for the community the way you are guan. Nothing a guan for the community the way you are guan. Nothing a guan for the community the way you are guan.
Yeah, change up your attitude and show some gratitude. All the negative energy you got to refuse. Let God be your fuel, you don't be no fool. Educate yourself cause in this world knowledge rules. And energy is real, so watch the things you do. Ain't no missing that shit for real, yes I'm telling you. So live in love, live in love.
Say them a rasta, and them no know about Jaja.
Say them a Muslim, and them no know about Utala.
Say them a rasta, and the boy no know a scripture.
KKK, them a Muslim, and them can't recite a surah.
Nothing a guan for the community the way you are guan. Nothing a guan for the community the way you are guan. Nothing a guan for the community the way you are guan. Nothing a guan for the community the way you are guan.
Slavery get digital now. Ay. This is why you're spiritual now. Wow. The Bible tell me live in peace with all men if possible. The Quran said if you kill an innocent man, you kill the whole of mankind. The verse them can't find. Them only want for bust 9 hearts of men get unkind. But me don't pray them strategy. Best Sadducees and Pharisees. Them dwelling in sin. Isaac and Ishmael, them are the same kin. Frequency them and they throw them offline. Searching for something with them can't find. Biggest enemy that are your own mind. Every man responsible for him decision. Yet them a fight for religion. Say them a rasta, and them no know about Jaja.
Say them a Muslim, and them no know about Utala.
Say them a rasta, and the boy no know a scripture. KKK, them a Muslim, and them can't recite a surah. Say them a rasta, and them no know about Jaja. Say them a Muslim, and them no know about Utala. Say them a rasta, and the boy no know a scripture. KKK, them a Muslim, and them can't recite a surah.
Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan.
Yeah, change up your attitude and show some gratitude. All the negative energy you got to refuse. Let God be a fuel, you don't be no fool. Educate yourself cause in this world knowledge rules. And energy is real, so watch the things you do. Ain't no missing that shit for real, yes I'm telling you. To live in love, live in love.
Say them a rasta, and them no know about Jaja.
Say them a Muslim, and them no know about Utala.
Say them a rasta, and the boy no know a scripture.
KKK, them a Muslim, and them can't recite a surah. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan.
Slavery get digital now. Ay. This is why your spiritual now. Wow. The Bible tell me live in peace with all men if possible. The Quran said if you kill an innocent man, you kill the whole of mankind. The verse them can't find. Them only want to bust 9 hearts of men get unkind. But me done pray them strategy. Best Sadducees and Pharisees. Them dwelling in sin. Isaac and Ishmael, them are the same kin. Frequency them and they throw them offline. Searching for something with them can't find. Biggest enemy that are your own mind. Every man responsible for him decision. Yet them a fight for religion. Say them a rasta, and them not know about Jaja.
Say them a Muslim, and them not know about Utala.
Say them a rasta, and the boy no know a scripture.
KKK, them a Muslim, and them can't recite a surah.
All right, goodly people, a very, 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 did I mention very? Good afternoon to you, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Already 100 people on my Facebook Live. How all you doing today? Hope you're having an awesome day.
Say them a rasta, and them not know about Jaja.
Say them a Muslim, and them not know about Utala.
Say them a rasta, and the boy no know a scripture.
KKK, them a Muslim, and them can't recite a surah. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan. Nothing a gwan for the community the way you are gwan.
Yeah, change up your attitude and show some gratitude. All the negative energy you got to refuse. Let God be a fuel, you don't be no fool. Educate yourself cause in this world knowledge rules. And energy is real, so watch the things you do. Ain't no missing that shit for real, yes I'm telling you. To live in love, live in love.
Say them a rasta, and them not know about Jaja.
Say
them a Muslim, and them not know about Utala. Say them a Rasta, and the boy no know a scripture. KKK, them a Muslim, and them can't recite a surah.
Nothing a go on for the community the way you are going. Nothing a go on for the community the way you are going. Nothing a go on for the community the way you are going. Nothing a go on.
Well, the thing sell off. All you need to remember is that we're sailing from the breakfast shed in Port of Spain. We are boarding at 6:30 p.m. sharp because we're sailing at 7. This is a cooler event, so no glass bottles and no oversized coolers allowed. It's my birthday bash. We're talking about fireworks, cutting at the cake rhythm section, the full works. If you haven't gotten your tickets, you could probably try and see if they could get you a tickets at Roberts. Call Roberts at 333-2181. That's 333-2181. See you there. I now gone on my Facebook and the amount of people messaging for tickets. All you lucky for you get on. I've been telling all you I am having a birthday cruise. I told you guys this week in advance. I told you what time it was going to be. I told you where we were sailing from, and I told you the time. So why all you wait until a few days before the boat ride with tickets scarce to get to be messaging down my phone looking for tickets? All your head good? All you need to come down from there.
Them girl round the dinner nice. Come down from there, baby. Come down from there, baby. I just want to warn you before you mixing would look concern you. You walk voodoo just to give people, man. Now the people, man, them the warrior. On the IG post, you look nice. 1 million followers, 1 million.
So good looking people, how are you feeling today? A very special good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to those of you locking me down on YouTube. YouTubers looking nice on the inside. 151 are all you. Good afternoon to Esther Waldron, Lorna Peruse, Marian Edwards, Sean Wharton, Patricia McKenzie, Altia Allen. Good afternoon to Tyrone Ortez, to Buzz, to Sean, and to Woodley, as well as Altia Allen and David. David, how you doing? Gail Brown, Shadeli, Kevin, Michelle Superwoman, Same Do, KB United, Cheryl M. I see you guys. Thank you so much for being on YouTube with us. And on Facebook, we have Joanne B. Thomas, Lisa King, Lisa Parias, Sukunia just flew in. Good afternoon to Maria Lyons. Yes, Maria, how you doing? To Trevor. I know Trevor is also locked on. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Trevor, Chanel, Lisa, Joyce, Tanisha, Asford, Cleavon, all out all here. Simone Shalto is on the inside and she gets your tickets early. Simone didn't play. Simone sent for she 3 tickets very, very early. Good afternoon to Denise Reed and to Ramesh Ramnarain. How you doing? Hope you're having an awesome day today, Ramesh. Ramesh and I have a little bit of love-hate relationship, but we're working it out. We're in therapy. Valerie Bowen, how you doing, Valerie? Hope you're having an awesome day today. 178 of you on Facebook. Send those numbers up as you get seen. Like the video, share the live. What I notice about you guys, I could have 500 people on my live like I did yesterday, but 10 shares. It's like all you alone want to be in the pasa and nobody wants to share the live. Don't do me that. We can't have 500 people viewing the show and only 10 shares. That makes absolutely no sense. So what you need to do is to get in the people thing, like the video, share the live. It's as plain as day. It's in hard to do. All you had to do is like and share. Like and share. And that's it. We're in the building. So much to discuss today. Who is on the chopping block? Who is on the chopping block today? Well, where's that beeping? So me never what I'm saying, you know. Once I hear them beeping thing, I just get worried. Something beeping behind me. Hold on, let me see where's that. Okay. No, it's not you. You and beep. Is you? Okay, no, it's not you. Actually, it is you. Boy, remember I tell all you that I wanted a phone for my birthday? Well, the thing real different. Besides getting a phone, I got a watch. So them fancy thing watch here, and every minute the thing beeping when I get a notification until I starting to feel like, you know, I have some kind of thing. Looking to see what's going on. Only drama here. I ain't able. So I in the people business all year. Thank you guys so much for those of you continuing to send gifts and presents. You know I love you. Yeah, thank you guys so much. So people, let me jump inside the conversation one time before we go any further. Failed UNC plan to cut thousands of jobs at WASA. Taking this article. Hold on, let me get this article in for you guys.
Jobs to get Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez to retreat to WASA's archives and unearth a 2012 plan under the People's Partnership Government to halve the authority's then staff complement by some 2,392 employees. There were 4,637 persons employed at the time.
In 2012, by 3,915. By 2013, we intend to further reduce staff by 3,209 employees. By 2014, we propose to reduce staffing levels to 2,625 employees. By 2015, this number will be further reduced to 2,345 employees.
The said proposal was contained in a signed document by WASA's then CEO Ganga Singh, who committed to a restructuring plan in order to access funding from the Inter-American Development Bank.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago now has to repay a loan of almost $400 million to the IDB, and had the UNC government stuck to the task to transform the Water and Sewage Authority, ladies and gentlemen, the very difficult chalice that is before the government of Trinidad and Tobago at this day and before the Minister of Public Utilities would not have been.
Dr. Munilal's criticism on Sunday surrounded WASA's plan announced 2 weeks ago to send home some 426 managers. Comparatively, Gonzalez says the UNC intended to cut executives from 35 to 15, managers from 256 to 37, technical staff from 2,002 to 1,466, and administrative staff from 2,443 to 377. He said instead of that being implemented, staff ballooned to 5,000 by 2015. It's a lie, the minister says, that there are over 50,000 leaks in the country's infrastructure.
The leak backlog was reduced by 2,000 leaks. Thereby, at this point in time, there's a backlog of just under 3,000 leaks, with a program and a strategy in place, so that by the end of September, we expect for that backlog to be completely wiped out.
On the PNM's restructuring plan, the UNC Oropuch East MP came with this allegation on Sunday.
Are you training 50 managers? Are you training managers right now at the Napa or any other facility, managers to take over WASA? We are told that they are training managers now at a facility somewhere in Port of Spain, and the objective, ladies and gentlemen of the press, is to take over the management of WASA, to fire all managers at WASA and bring in 40 to 50 managers that they have been training for the last 3 months. They have already hired 200 management trainees to assist with taking over WASA.
To which the minister, Marvin Gonzalez, responded.
It was only last night, ladies and gentlemen, in a meeting that I had with some members of the board and senior management of WASA, I learned that the OJT program assigned 50 OJT trainees to the Water and Sewage Authority, as they have done with other state agencies and ministries. And 50 OJT trainees joined WASA recently to undertake and to undergo some training program to set about their career and to develop themselves. And those trainees are now deployed in several departments.
The minister dubs that a lie, much like Dr. Munilal's allegation of a secret arrangement with a Canadian company for WASA's restructuring.
Dr. Munilal proceeded by making devious, lying allegation that the government had entered into secret arrangements with a Canadian company to restructure WASA and that they have signed a non-disclosure agreement with a Canadian company. I was flabbergasted.
The minister did not offer further information on the intended restructuring of the state utility, only describing the opposition's assertions as reckless, irresponsible, and immoral attempts to mislead the population. Urvashi Tawari Rupnarayan, TV6 News.
Well, people, it is a back and forth with the United National Congress and that of the government Minister of Public Utilities. WASA is up for restructuring. We admit that it is long overdue. However, in total UNC styling, they are saying that the government is in secret talks with international companies in order, that's right, in order to sell off WASA. Now, according to a Guardian article, as the restructuring begins, story by Richard Lord, thousands of workers at the Water and Sewage Authority is facing retrenchment as the state-owned utility is to be restructured. Public Utilities Minister Emmanuel George, this was under the People's Partnership government, told yesterday's post-cabinet news conference at the office of the Prime Minister in St. Clair that WASA had about 4,800 workers and an increase from 2,333 in 2000. He said before 2000, WASA was restructured to allow it to have just over 2,000 workers. And that complement was considered adequate for the utility's effective operations at that time. In a subsequent years, he said, the former PNM government increased the workforce to the current figure of more than 4,000, so that there were approximately 2,800 persons put into the utility, and you had no improvement in the water supply to the population over the period, according to Emmanuel George back then. The article goes on to say, no wonder the extra 2,800 people were brought into WASA to do. The minister said the National Water and Sewage Company of Uganda had been contracted to conduct the restructuring exercise, which is expected to address how WASA does its business to make it operate more effectively in supplying water. You're listening? This was under the People's Partnership government. Asked specifically if the restructuring might include cuts in the utilities workforce, George said, well, it is restructuring. It may well result in a reduction in the labor force. George said since 2010, when he first hinted at restructuring, nobody has been laid off at WASA. I never said that we were going to lay them off. He reiterated, however, in restructuring, one expects that there could be some reduction of numbers. George quickly added, I can't tell you what the numbers would be. He said the exercise is expected to be completed by August or September, and the government would have decided whether to accept the recommendations when they are presented. George was unable to give the cause for the restructuring exercise, but said the government's annual subsidy to WASA is more than $1 billion. Earlier, he announced that Cabinet had approved a 100% increase in the annual subsidy for beneficiaries under the Utilities Assistance Program. That program helps disadvantaged people, pensioners, and recipients of the public assistance pay their water and electricity bills. He said as December 2011, 10,739 people were benefiting from the program. There was a provision for the annual review and blah, blah, blah. It went on to talk about Kamla Prasad-Bisesa announcing the government's intention to increase the subsidies due to anniversary celebrations of her election as leader of the UNC from January 24th. So when you listen to the UNC talk, you would assume that this plan of restructuring is wholly and solely that of the PNM, that the PNM is wicked, evil, and bad, and had the UNC government been there, none of the sort would have happened. Well, I just posted the article into our Facebook page so you guys could read it, share it, do what you want with it. The UNC is being disingenuous yet again. They too had a plan to restructure WASA because they understood that WASA was not giving people the proper supply of water. The UNC as well hired WASA's workforce. They actually increased the workforce to 2,000 more people than WASA had at the time when they got into office, and the United National Congress contacted the National Water and Sewerage Company of Uganda to conduct the restructuring exercise at that time. So as we continue to pay attention to what is going on at WASA, I just want you guys to understand politics is yet at play. The UNC understands that WASA in its current form cannot supply the needs of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, even though it receives state funds to the tune of $1 billion. They too were in the process of restructuring WASA. The PNM government have decided to undertake the challenge, and guess who is screaming loud and hard? You guessed it, the UNC. The lines are open. We are taking your calls. WASA is the conversation this afternoon. Restructuring has started. What is your thoughts on the matter? We're going to go straight to the phone lines. Numbers to call me. 3420081. That's 3420081. 771-1791-466-5391. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, sorry.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm blessed, I'm alive, I'm willing to see my 60th man. Oh, good evening. Overman, good evening. I want to see my 60th sister. I'm waiting, I'm alive. A man say, Prime Minister bring us out of Central and Grenadian Canada to help them with the election. And all they creating is crime. At the time I hear what's going on. I have a man who make a protest for all races to work in bank and anyway he name. He's a Grenadian named Butler. I the greatest Calypsonian in the world. Also a Grenadian. Sparrow, right? So my descendants created Aisha Wells and many like ours. So let me move on. Wasa sister, under Pandey, recalcitrant minority you call them. Because under Mr. Basil Pandey, where I live presently now, I have a water meter installed in my house, on my premises. So, they had known the problem that Wasa had been in since under Pandey, Aisha Wells. So, since under Mr. Pandey, they installed a water meter. That's how much years ago, that's nearly 20-something years ago. And I have a water meter in my premises. Pay for what you get it. Today, the union man is telling us the very same thing. So don't say no nobody. Right? Make everybody get a water meter. But there's a group of people telling you, I'm paying for the stuff. How I will pay for something I ain't get? You understand? Because they say they ain't getting water. I had a man collect $400 million more, I said, well, to give me a water treatment on the plan on the beatum to supply water down south for them same people. And I tell them the night of the election, he has 2 tickets. PNM, Panama. UNC, Miami. And who in the election? Where you going? The same place that tell me about the Holland and Privat, but at Jenham is the same place he going, but we mustn't talk about it yet. How much money he gets for us and re-employed? That's why you see that one who just called Mr. G. You know what they tell me? They was eating our food and gave me something. So them going with 100 million. But you get a few days by Wasan because the Lord say work and still up to this day. Waterfall, right? Where's the waterfall, Aisha? Well? And Munila them go come to tell me. And I tell you, I asked that question a few months ago, who is the best performing minister so far? And you see who, right? Enjoy evening, sister. Waterfall.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Barataria. Let me say a very special good afternoon to Shorty out there in Mason Hall. Shorty's bar is locked on and listening. Hope you guys are having an awesome day today, Shorty. Let's go. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Good afternoon.
I'm good. How are you?
Not so bad. While we are making some sense, we must pick sense from nonsense as well. While you're making sense, and I'm not saying because it's a UNC government who appeal. I mean, all of them, every one of them doing cheapness. Every one. Aisha, you live in the Shogunas area. Who got the 500? They paving. That's the only electoral district in the Shogunas Borough Corporation. Edinburgh 500. They paving, and 2 days after they dig up. You know what I'm talking about on the boulevard, right?
Yes, I'm aware.
Aisha. Sorry? The boulevard.
Yes, I'm aware, caller. I'm aware.
Right. We're not talking about that. But anyway, under the UNC, we still had water. We still had water. You listened to Munilal yesterday and you listened to the minister? We had 75% of Trinidad had water. Now we have 16% of water. Where all the people doing? Where all the people doing, Aisha? All of them doing nonsense. All. But this one is the worst. And I hope that we really restructure, yes? I hope that we really restructure. And restructure the PNM out of this land. Thank you very much.
Well, caller, you are entitled to your opinion, but I also want you to know that persons are actively engaged in sabotage in this country, whether you want to believe it or not. Because as you just heard me read the article, several persons were hired in WASA under the People's Partnership government. Whether they are the ones doing the sabotaging, I don't know. But somebody is making sure that we ain't getting proper supply of water. Caller, you live?
Hi, good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon, my darling.
That man sounds so foolish because he wasn't listening to what you were saying, reading out just now.
Apparently, he missed it.
He sounds foolish. Everything is a PNM, this and a PNM, and if you remember must go. When Kamala, they shouldn't have no issue. Because all the money that they have, what they do with it? They shouldn't call up, as there was no road, no water, no nothing. All the money what they do with it? Who and thief have it in the house. So, I don't understand. We should have no problem right now. No road fixing, no water problem, no housing problem, nothing. Okay? So some of them sounding so foolish. Bye. Have a good evening.
Thank you, darling. Every line in the studio is lit. I have some voice notes to play as well. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Well,
how you doing?
I hear you now watch people like an alien day, girl.
Oh, gosh, boy.
Happy birthday from advance, man. This
Thank
week is
you.
Aisha West week on 919. This week is your week, man. Enjoy your week. Aisha, the problem in Wassa is as old as Africa. I think it was Mr. Manning brought 720. I think he metered in, I think, by Terry. I don't know if I think he has a bit off. I think the metering started under Mr. Manning. Also, Woodbrook, their meters, if you look, Aisha went on some of the pavement and tongue someplace, you will see metering. And Mr. Manning was starting the restructuring and stuff, but remember, it was he called an election in 3 years and I think 10 months. That was the election from 91 to 95. And the debt in Wassa will keep growing, and staff. So long as you have staff growing and wages and salary growing, and you're not bringing in revenue, any company will go bottom up. It will go belly up, as they say, belly up. Will go belly up. Right. So you reach now, we fast forward about your Pandi. Come again, gravy train start. Bad management. Inflated staff again. We know the corruption that preceded the Basio Pandi. Then they came back, and every time the government tried to restructure Wassa, because it's a kind of wrong public utility. So you have a lot of people on the corridor. So it's a very dicey thing politically to go and cut staff. There's a political consequence there. So governments in the past and the present have keep shying away from restructuring Wassa. Here comes Dr. Rowley now, and if you reach a crossroad in governance with, we money, it's starting to tighten up, and Marvin Gonzal decide, well, here what's going on. Time to restructure, the debt growing, the subsidy growing, and if we continue like that, Aisha Wells' grandchildren, and our grandchildren they want to know utility water company. So all that nonsense Emmanuel George talking about company from Ghana, where is from Uganda? Under that UNC cabal, no company from no Uganda was coming here. Right? So Aisha Wells just to end to say, it had to reach up somewhere, and it has finally reached that point where the company has to be restructured, and I think he's partnershiping with a company from Canada in order to start putting down some wells all over Trinidad in order to increase the reliability of water. But I say, well, listen, good program. Enjoy your week.
Thank you.
I don't want to leave you on top of that horse. I need you to come down here for me now. She only claiming she rocking with boss, but what's on the hunt to take back the cow? She feel she do nice. She go link with man with no drive.
Caller, you live. Let's go. Caller, you live.
Good evening, Aisha.
Hi, good evening.
How you doing?
I'm good, darling. How are you?
I'm great after good. Aisha, I think it's time for them to, like, all who is UNC, take away all their passport, and they mustn't be going nowhere. They have to travel. They mustn't even travel to go nowhere. Because I don't know what it is to seeing people naturally seeing all these lies in front of we face straight these people lying, and we just and just seeing people just bullying UNC till they're dead. Come on, man. Take away all the visa from them, although ban them from traveling and all kind of thing, because they're doing this country a real crucial kind of act, girl. Have a blessed evening.
Come down from there, baby. Come down from there, baby. Take me through with advice. Them girl wrong, they did not nice. Come down from there, baby. Come down from there, baby. Angel, come down, come down. Keisha, come down, come down. Stacy, come down, come down, come down, come down, come down. I don't want to leave you on top that horse. I need you to come down here for me now. She only claiming she rocking with boss, but courts on the hunt to take back the cow. She feel she too nice. She go link with man with no drive. Come down from there, baby. Come down from there, baby. Take me through with advice. Them girl wrong, they did not nice. Come down from there, baby. Come down from there, baby. Angel, come down, come down. Keisha, come down, come down. Stacy, come down, come down.
All right, let's see who's there. Caller, you're live.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Aisha, the Queen.
How you doing, darling?
I dear, and I will be on your boat.
Thank you.
So I'll get to see you in person. So happy birthday in advance. So But what I want to, the only thing I want to say is just that between me and the UNC, we heading for independence, and I stand by my thing. Together we expire, together we achieve. But together they expire, and together they are thieves. And that's all I want to tell them. Thank you.
Ah, boy. Let me get your voice notes on the inside, eh? Let me hold up on the calls and take your voice notes.
Elijah, I listen to them, but wasn't Wassa is the one who was doing that big desalination plant off in Beatum while passing every day and rotting down to the way they thief out all the pipe and everything, what never get off the ground? What cost extra $700 and something million? Wasn't them that doing that? I just asking questions. Wassa in a total mess. You have 426 managers that work up to what? Every 10 workers have one manager. That make no sense. No sense at all.
Yes, I remember the plant off the highway and the beaten by MP, and they stole every piece of material. The only thing there now is a wall with about 4 or 5 tiles on it. And that's the sad reality of UNC's restructure in Awassa. And caller, while I hear you, while every single 10 workers have a manager, we still can't get a proper supply of water. And that's a fact. Caller, you live?
Aisha, no them who try to
yes,
burn
uncle.
no what. No them who try to burn no what when they go to power. And the people in this country so dotish. Want to follow camera and them boy. And this dirty one, Mudelali, lied. Because you will Steve past you are living by mother. When you are living by my mother, now is the biggest really I hate to be with. All of them supposed to be in jail. All of them supposed to be in jail. But they have to make jail. They have to make jail because you're going to be shooting for the rest of them. Let them feel like away. Let them feel like away.
You think it's easy? It's not easy at all. 414 people on the live and 18 shares. Well, make it make sense now. We can't have all these people viewing the show and nobody sharing. Why keep it to yourself? Share the live. Caller, you live.
This is well. Good evening.
How you doing, darling?
I cool and quiet. I'm listening to the conversation. Hear me? I go on the show. The thing I talking about WhatsApp. The thing need fixing. Restructuring. In every restructuring exercise, people just have to go home. We can't continue with this monster that I call WhatsApp. You understand? And I am saying, Mr. Gonzalez, will you go ahead and restructure WhatsApp? Just restructure it. At least try to fix it. The thing stinks. We can get no water. It's a mess. And I don't want to know if it's manager or supervisor. That's not my argument. I am saying, oh Jesus Christ in heaven, fix it. It stinks and messy. Better.
Papa. Voice notes are piling up. All you clear the way now, man. Let me play some voice notes.
Aisha, good evening. Aisha, complaining about the government want to spend 7.5 million for a month celebration, but when they spend 35 million for 3 days, they give Marshall 5 million to make an album, and we only get one song. Corruption.
You can say we only get one song. Oh God, the album had plenty songs. Some of them we probably never hear, but it had plenty. Caller, you live?
Hi, good evening.
Hi, how you doing?
All the material from the Beaton water project, who takes it out?
Good question. I trying to figure it out.
Huh? Who takes it out?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't think people from Central and South come down quite in town to take it out.
So where's the contractor that got the contract to do that work? Where did he disappear to?
Well, one to the police, one to Interpol, bring him back. Well, he learned...
Central
he learned
only
from the
does
PNM,
endorse
and I said
stupidness, you know.
Well, he ran away to Panama. Well, he learned from the PNM because I went there to run too.
Central only does endorse stupidness, you know.
I sir, if you take off all the A's from Panama, you get PNM.
Central only does endorse foolishness, you know.
No, I am telling you, Aisha, that is what going on. The PNM teach since 1956, so they have good experience in it.
Central, you go with God. I don't even feel like arguing with you today. Central, the kind of stupidness all he does endorse is beyond me. That's all I would say to you. Ole could never love this place and endorse them foolishness. Let me play the voice notes.
Aisha, good evening. Aisha, they complaining about the government want to spend 7.5 million for a month celebration. But when they spend 35 million for 3 days, they give Marshall 5 million to make an album, and we only get one song. Corruption.
I tell all you, the album had more than one song. We just didn't hear all of it. We didn't hear the whole thing.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Big protest Friday, the city will be there. We haven't too many kids. You get a drag all in town. We fed up on that evil, wicked PNM, Aisha, but we're not stepping that 4%. And we're trimming in protocol. We fed up on that evil, wicked.
Caller, you live?
Aisha.
Hey, how you doing, darling?
Good day. Let me tell you something. You see the UNC? The UNC is fraud to the max. They get some money from the IDB bank, right? And here what the IDB bank telling them to get the funds. The hell was to low the employees, right? A low employee, less employees. What they do? They lower the employees, and when they get the money, Aisha, from the IDB bank, they bring it down to 2,000 something workers. They start to hire back. And that is the problem PNM facing right now. You understand? When they bring it down to 2,000 workers, they went and hire back the workers. Now PNM facing to restructure because what they are saying, what the ID bank is saying, right? All water companies around the world, you don't need 6,000 workers. You can manage a company with 2,000 workers, and you have 6,000 workers, and then fellas can fix a leak. You should privatize all of them. You should privatize PTSC too. You get a new bus, and them had them maxi working, and they went go and drive the bus, and you can't get a bus, and you're not going to take a maxi. You should privatize all of them, Aisha. You have a good day.
The thing is so sticky. Let me get some more voice. Hey, a call coming in. I'll take the call. Caller, you live?
Yes, hello, good evening, Aisha.
How are you?
I'm settled fine. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
I listened to the conversation concerning water. And I hear people voicing their opinion and giving their views, which is important. But if we continue going down the road in terms of everything we have privatizing, where are we going to that country? Let's ask the question. I truly believe there are things we could privatize, and there are things we should not privatize. I have the firm view that Wasa really wants restructuring, but at the end of the day, we have a minister you cannot trust. In the only state he's been saying that he ain't saying no Wasa worker. He's saying Wasa have 400 and something managers, which is not true. These are the people and them who's supposed to fix water, and we can't trust them because they're saying, on one hand they're saying something else, on the next hand they're saying something else. How to really believe these people are there? That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying at the end of the day, if we continue privatizing all these institutions, what we have as, for instance, TSCT, water, and name it, what about our young generation who coming up? What kind of opportunity they will have? You see, sometimes we talk in arrogance. I think somebody call us, we talk in arrogance in terms of privatize, get rid of them. But at the end of the day, we have to understand these are people who are family. And sometimes we just make comments reckless, heartless, based on emotion and feeling. But sometimes we have to study people, if you understand what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, how we intend to go for another country? If you have a government just looking at dollars and cents, if you understand what I'm saying. I have the firm view that Wassa wants fixing. But how shall we fix it? Sell on everybody? Put people on the breadline?
Caller, call me back after the break. I just want you guys to know, be the new hotshot in town. This Lotto Plus jackpot is now an estimated $10.5 million. With $10.5 million, you'll scorch the roadways in your new Ferrari, invest in the hottest and most innovative businesses, and jet set through the most scenic islands of the Caribbean. The Lotto Plus jackpot is now an estimated $10.5 million. Match 5 numbers and you can win $50,000. Nothing is hotter than winnings this summer. Go get your tickets now for Wednesday's draw. That's $10.5 million Lotto jackpot draw. And remember, winners always play Lotto.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
I want to address some issues. Big man, born in a poverty.
All right, guys, and just to let you know, this time check is courtesy Magna Rewards. It is 4:56 p.m. The time is 4:56 p.m. and this is brought to you by Magna Rewards. Enjoy the benefits when you shop with Magna Rewards. Swipe at your favorite Magna merchant to earn points. No money in your pocket. Redeem the points earned on your Magna card to pay for your purchases. Sign up today. Magna is free. Visit our website or Facebook page or even Instagram, or feel free to call us at 800-3733 or email customercare@magnaawards.com. Are you a merchant who wants to develop and maintain loyalty with your customers? You too can apply today. It's 800-3733.
Big man, born in a poverty, but them thing I don't like. True, I say ghetto, but ghetto inside of your mind. Pick up the hustlers, them way, don't need no 9 to 5. You can't see life nice, so, but they're talking. All your business out the road, and they're walking. But cap it inside your shoes for them barking. I want to see all hands up, so 1, 2, and put your hands on the air right now. Mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up. How we do, bad man people, shine with vehicle, and then protect we back. So what we do? Mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up. How we do? Bad man people, shine with vehicle. All negative vibe. Stay away from them. Away from them. Away from them. Away from them. Stay away from them. Away.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the old-time gospel hour all-night prayer. This and every Friday evening on the Street 919 FM from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Designed with you in mind, this program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to justly and to love mercy and walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222. For further information, call 753-1113 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com.
Every Friday, it's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays with MC Duke and Selector Kochi from 6 straight to 9 p.m. blazing all the latest and past soca hits. So remember, make it a line, make it a day, rock and come in, you know. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays on the Street 919 FM. You don't know.
of the Press presents Aisha Wells' birthday bash. Come celebrate with Aisha on board the Embassy on August 13th. Boarding at the Hyatt Waterfront from 6:30 p.m. sharp. Featuring an all-star DJ cast. We're gonna have a good time celebrating with Aisha.
You're on board? We're talking about my birthday bash.
For tickets and more information, call Robert at 333-2181. Ulu at 730-3665.
It's my birthday. That's what we're talking about. Happy birthday to you.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice, child abuse, domestic violence, political scandals, and much more. On HOTP, we will cover all that and much more. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Hot off the press. Hot topics, no filter.
Shalom. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana will be on the street 91.9 FM every Monday from 7:05 p.m. to 8 p.m. bringing you the truth according to the Bible. The ISUPK is a non-profit faith-based community organization that will respond to the plagues that's affecting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We also have programs such as education, both adult and youth, food distribution, rehabilitation, both drug and alcohol, mentoring, counseling, and spiritual support. Remember, tune in every Monday on 91.9 FM, 7:05 p.m. Shalom.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
If you're experiencing pain, constipation, headaches, poor blood circulation, high or low blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, swollen or darkened feet, come visit us at Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle offer a wide range of services. Come and experience our new 3D analyzer, which allows you to have a look inside your body. We also provide live blood analysis, iridology, ionic foot detox with foot soak and foot massage, aquatherapy, full body massage, and organic supplements on sale such as Nano Silver, Nano Zinc, Body Light, cold pressed sesame oil, and more. Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. For more information, call 275-8359 or 288-1108.
Join Nicole Huggins for Health and Wealth Lifestyle Tuesday morning from 11:05 to 12 noon. Right here on the street 919 FM.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at Onia Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud. Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
Tune into the street 91.9 FM.
Every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
For the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Showinal Thomas.
The scripture says, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in.
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on the street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice, child abuse, domestic violence, political scandals, and much more. On HOTP, we will cover all that and much more. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Hot off the press. Hot topics, no filter.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the Street 919 FM radio.
Every week, we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
Hot off the Press presents Aisha Wells' birthday bash. Come celebrate with Aisha on board the Embassy on August 13th. Boarding at the Hyatt Waterfront from 6:30 p.m. sharp. Featuring an all-star DJ cast. We're going to have a good time celebrating with Aisha.
You're on board. We're talking about my birthday bash.
For tickets and more information, call Robert at 333-2181. Olu at 730-3665.
It's my birthday. That's what we're talking about. Happy birthday to you.
Shalom. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana will be on the street 91.9 FM every Monday from 7:05 p.m. to 8 p.m. bringing you the truth according to the Bible. The ISUPK is a non-profit faith-based community organization that will respond to the plagues that's affecting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We also have programs such as education, both adult and youth, food distribution, rehabilitation, both drug and alcohol, mentoring, counseling, and spiritual support. Remember, tune in every Monday on 91.9 FM, 7:05 p.m. Shalom.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 10:05 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. for the program Straight and Narrow, The Way of Life, The Health Store, being brought to you by Mrs. Arlene Collins Mohammed. For more information, check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Straight and Narrow, or visit our website at www.opulence.com/Arlene for Life. You can also call or WhatsApp at 309-4697 or 620-9379.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959 to 814723 or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
I wonder who next to push up the chest and feel like it's diamonds under the dress. Angel, come down, come down. Keisha, come down, come down. Stacy, come down, come down, come down.
A pleasant good day, Aisha and all the radio audience. Aisha, you can't forget that deal where WASA have with the SALCOT where they had to pay in US dollars. I mean, if you look at that deal alone, it have every intentions of making Wassa insolvent. So, I mean, that is another one added to the list of errors from the previous administration in which your children and my children have to pay for, because I think that deal with Wassa and Bisalka is for another 20 years and was renewed just on the eve of the elections where the UNC lost. So we need to also look at that deal with Bisalka and Wassa and see how it affecting Wassa in terms of being managed effectively.
So I realized Ole wasn't hearing me just now. So let me repeat. A friend of mine just sent me a message. Number one, he is not PNM. Number two, he is not African. And the message goes as follows. Aisha, I have a neighbor who was in a concert Wassa. He 3 sons work in Wassa. He 3 daughter-in-laws work in Wassa, and his wife also works Wassa. Even his dog work in Wassa, and he laughed at that. He said his son have the Wassa contract to cut all the grass on Wassa compound, and he got it without tender. I serious. Been around people liming in their big boats is how they thief Wassa and to build a house and thing. He said it's sickling. That's why I'm mostly by myself. It's sad. So he's admitting that things are not well at Wassa. Manager dog, manager cat, manager rat, son, daughter-in-law, 6 children, everybody working at Wassa. Everybody working there. It's an easy.
I say stop saying we ain't getting water, girl. I live in Sunshine Avenue in Sawan, in Bagatelle Road. I say we have water every day for the past few weeks, more than a month now. We never get it like this before. Wassa doing the work, look, it had a couple leaks on the street here. Look, they're still down the road, they're working on that since morning. You understand me? All the little leaks, they're fixing up all that. Wassa doing a good job. We never get that in this country for all the years here. The minister and them really doing what they say. We have water every day, Aisha, and I'm living on a hill and I get water.
Well, I need to move up Sunshine Avenue to take a bath. Sunshine Avenue ain't doing too bad at all.
I guess they don't like the country as much as Jamaica. Did you guys see Jamaica's independence? Did you see the drone show? My God, it was amazing. My husband is a Jamaican, so yes, he saw it. That's how I get to see it. It was amazing.
Big up you and big up your whole amazing Jamaican husband.
Aisha, good afternoon. Yes. They're talking about the Ghanaian match up and down Friday. In 1986, when Chambers tell them take 6% and they didn't take the 6%. And then when Robinson come in, he gave them 15% VAT. Let them go ahead now, man, and I'm watching the sea, and I'm watching what's going on in India with a hate speech somebody make, and it's war within the Muslim and the Hindus and them in India. Right about now.
Well, I in Trinidad and it's on a war here. So thanks for the update. But I drinking water and minding my business.
Good afternoon. Well, I hear a lot of people mentioning the Marshall album and how much was paid. And people say it have an album, had more than one song, we just didn't hear it. So my question is this. If taxpayers' money pays an artist to make an album for a celebration of historic importance, how come the population didn't hear the whole album? Should not that album not have been promoted through the tourism board and ministries so that the population, the taxpayers whose money is paid for it, hear the whole album? And what happened to the album? Is it that people have to buy the album? So you get paid millions to make an album, and then the people, taxpayers who pay to make the album have to buy the album so you can make more profit. Or is it that the profits from the album going back to state coffers? Somebody make it make sense for me because I don't understand it. I hear it, but I don't understand it. So explain it to me like a little child would understand. Please, thank you. And I'm going to say one more thing. And I know it ain't going to be popular when it's stated, but when people who have the opportunity to inform others, a diaspora, to keep them informed about social issues, and yet the people who have the power to control that flow of information continuously allows recalcitrants, known oppositionists, known racists, unfettered airtime to spread the false, fake propaganda and agenda, then the person who has the ability to control that flow of information encouraging the nonsense as well. So you can't blame the people who get the chance to call in to spread the propaganda. You have to blame the person who has the hands on the control, who can control that flow of information, because these people have their own radio stations and programs that could go on. But you don't see them going there to spread the nonsense because they're already programmed to what they want. But the people who you want to elevate and enlighten with factual information so you can help them make better decisions, you deny them those opportunities and chances when you bring these people into your perceived area. We're supposed to help your people. Think about that for a minute.
Looking for man with chain on the neck. Some of them stush, they don't want to flex. They stand up like mannequin in defect. Well, me as I see them, I just get vexed. Cause some of them feel like looking for sex. I wonder who next to push up the chest and feel like it's diamonds on.
Afternoon, Aisha. Central, you doesn't know what you're talking about. You like a loose cannon. It's the same Panama where you're talking about take out all the A or the P and you get P&M in Panama. It's not the same place where Mamu run with all the government money from UNC party.
Good afternoon. I agree. Sometimes 3 months you ain't get water. 3 months. Now it's 3 weeks my mother don't have no water. And I wait 3 hours for a bus Sunday to come San Fernando from PTSD, privatized all of the backside.
Every line is lit. Let's see who's there. Caller, you live.
Hello, Aisha.
Hey, how you doing, big brother?
I want to find out from Central. The pump that water pump and thing that they burned down in Bamboo Village. Who it is do it? It's nobody from Beacham and Avantil went on Bamboo to do that. Because there are certain type of people who live down Bamboo. Remember that, Aisha?
I'm listening.
Yeah, they burned down the water pump and thing down in Bamboo. I want Central to call back and say who do it.
You expect Central to call back and tell you that? Well, then you don't know Central. Caller, you live. Caller, you live. All right, so you're not ready yet. So here's what we're going to do, because I have a couple of topics again I want us to touch on. So I'll take this very briefly. Caller, you live.
Aisha, good afternoon to my darling.
Hi, Mommy.
How you doing? Aisha? Hello?
I'm good, Mommy. I'm good.
Did you tell my boyfriend I asked for him?
I did do that. He said he ready to go and live with you because I beaten him too much. You better take he in true.
Oh, God, I'm a darling. Aisha, you remember there was a fire in Wassa head office?
Yes, I do.
I wonder why they kept to put a fire there, Aisha.
Probably the same reason why social development and independence square burned down, Mommy.
Yeah, because I want us to get rid of certain evidence, Aisha. You remember those things, Aisha?
I do.
And before I come off, Aisha, you realize that the murder was held in Diego Martin with the police constable. 2 police officers was charged.
Yes, I saw that.
I want you to open out your eyes and your ears what I'm asking you this afternoon. Was it 8 police constables charged for the murder in Mova also?
Yes, it was 8.
Okay, good. So how many officers were there on the scene and Rich Plain? You hear me clearly? How many officers was on
I'm
the scene?
hearing you loud and clear.
Right. So how come you don't in charge? Right? George, I'm not a stupid person. You charge 2 officers to the Rich Plain murder.
I see where you're going, Mommy. I see.
Right. You get it right?
I get it.
You're not so good on, my darling.
Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. So, guys, I'm running in another topic real quick. Stay with me. I will still entertain the conversation. I would still entertain the conversation on WASA. But I want you guys to take a look at this Newsday article. Chaloli, my life, boy, my life. So the Newsday article, I would like us to pay special attention to, particularly inside this hour, has to do with our very rare, and I do mean rare, and their opposition leader, Kamala Persad-Bissessar. She is calling for a boycott of meeting with the PM. According to Newsday story by Yvonne Webb, 10 hours ago, opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar instructed United National Congress councillors and the chairman on Monday night to boycott the meeting with the Prime Minister has summoned them to attend at 9 a.m. this morning. Speaking at her party's Monday night virtual report, Persad-Bissessar dismissed the invitation as nothing but hypocritical public relations gimmick just months before a local government elections. She says Rowley had nothing to offer them after 7 years of ignoring their cries for funds, tools, and to improve their communities. I will be very disappointed to see you sitting there like little fowls in a yard, she said. Yes, sit down like that there. Oh, wow, amazing. The PM is speaking to me. He will not speak. He will buff you, as you have seen. That is what he does with everybody. Make me proud tomorrow. Boycott that forum. Stay home. Stay in Pinal. Stay in Mayaro. Stay in Grandie. Stay wherever you want. You are, and look at the people in your districts, because they will not do it. They have never done it. Dr. Rowley has invited both UNC and the PNM councillors and chairmen of the 14 regional corporations to meet with him at Park Plaza on Tuesday. The meeting is expected to discuss local government reform. A suspicious Persad-Bissessar questioned the PM's agenda, saying, 7 years you're there. You ever talk to one local government person? You think we are all fools? On the eve of a local government election, you want to come and talk to local government councillors for what? What are you coming to see? She told her audience, which included 2 councillors who chaired the meeting, don't be fools. All of us make mistakes, but we must not be fools all the time. She argued that the entire exercise is not to tell you anything. It is not for you to ask anything. It is a PR stunt. All over the country, she said, is flooding, roads, infrastructure, everything gone through. But he wants to come and sit down and listen to him for an hour. Hope some of you smart and do the right thing. For those who wanted to hear what the PM had to say, she advised you could read it in the papers tomorrow. Don't give him an audience. He cannot fire you, remember that. You can fire him, but he cannot fire you. Don't feel when he calls you, you must go running. Because when you were crying and begging in your communities for help in Pinal and DB, no diesel in Superior, no equipment in Mayaro, all these corporations, you got nothing, nothing, nothing. Now this thing is so sad, eh? And here's why it's sad, people. I served as a local government councillor from 2010. Yes, my mic on. How you telling me my mic off? My mic on, man. From 2010 to 2013. And Kamla Prasad Bisesa was the Prime Minister at the time. There were several meetings the Prime Minister had with members of local government, and at no time, absolutely no time, did the People's National Movement opposition leader or political leader at the time, which was Dr. Rowley, party's general secretary, which was Ashton Ford, or any member of the PNM party ever instructed a councillor or chairman or alderman or any local government representative to not attend a meeting carded for local government representatives. Not once. We attended workshops. We attended talk shops. One time she carried we quite in the back of Shagonas to give we hamper. Another time she carried we down by Trade Winds in San Fernando, where she had a whole day talk shop. She has done the same thing. And not once has the PNM party ever told us not to attend the meeting, because guess what? Even if she just go in to talk, we will be on hand to hear the information first to take back to our constituents. This is not about politics. Never, ever, ever once has the PNM ever instructed members of council under the People's Partnership government to not attend a meeting for local government. And to tell your councillors and aldermen and chairmen that you are going to be disappointed if you look and see them in the crowd. And he cannot fire you. Says to us that you do not have your constituents at heart because you are not in government, Mr. Prasad Bisesa. The government of Trinidad and Tobago today is led by Dr. Rowley. What if he was calling them in day to give each councillor $10 million, which you said you would have given us, and we're still waiting for it? What if he called them in today to say, you know what, I have $10 million to give to each councillor to do works in their districts. All yours was outside. And if all yours did not attend the meeting, who is going to benefit? Not the ones who attended. So then there would be a set of constituencies that didn't benefit from the $10 million. And you know where we go here? That the government don't care about corporations and burgesses past the Caroni. All you had to stop this stupidness. All you had to stop this stupidness. I have attended countless meetings under the People's Partnership government with Kamla Prasad Bisesa. All kind of workshop and talk shop. And never once we were told not to attend. In fact, we were told to attend and be seated in the front row, and as soon as things share pop we hand because it's for we burgess. As soon as they pass giving way thing, make yourself very visible because you have to bring it back in your community. Local government is the pulse of the government. They are the ones that are on the ground closest to the people. And you go tell your councillors, chairmen and aldermen to not attend? Kamla, I don't know, nah? Well, again, from bad to worse. From bad to worse. Caller, you live?
Aisha, good evening.
Hey, how you doing?
Aisha, I don't know, boy. This woman and I came same planet. I wonder if it's so. I wonder. Because I cannot see how one person could be so wicked. They're not doing Dr. Rowley anything. It's the people harming by telling them not to go in the meeting. When they go in the meeting, how they will get help for the people who need help? Well, I don't know now, boy. Hellfire had to be hotter for some than some, yes, when the time comes. Okay, Aisha.
Well, you're encouraging it, you know why? Because the Burgesses that belong in the UNC constituencies that did not or were not represented at the meeting today, them sitting down twiddling their thumbs. They ain't going down by the opposition office and making confusion. They ain't going down by the opposition office and say we wasn't in the meeting and we want to be represented. The people in that district voted for her councillors to go and represent them, and they sit down home because Kamala tell them not to go. Imagine that. She's telling her councillors the Prime Minister can't fire all you, but the people could fire them. And the people in their areas must raise concern as to why they were not represented at a meeting today to please Kamala Persad-Bissessa's ego. All you like it so. The same way I didn't see none of all you outside Kamala Persad-Bissessa's opposition leader's office to condemn what Arnold Roberts did to Mrs. Rowley. All you sat there and did absolutely nothing about it. So the madness will continue. Yet another day in the land of Kamala, the madness continues. Caller, you live.
All right, good afternoon again, Aisha. Well,
hi, how are you doing?
Nice topic. Let me tell you this stupidity, puerile, childish, immature, little girlish. What she said, I heard when she said that last night. Yesterday, so ironic, right? I was in a taxi in Cashew Gardens. There's a place called Cashew on the Hill, where the road is deplorable. Remember the protest 2 weeks ago, Aisha, for the roads in
I remember.
Cashew Gardens. And the people, one of the guys who staged the protest was telling us, not even the UNC councillor showed to give them support and solidarity with the protest for the bad and deplorable roads, because the road is extremely bad. So understand what leadership creates, what it breeds. So by she making that foolish, immature statement, selfish statement, you're leaving your constituents who are blinded by vote, because their vote don't shift, it don't move, it don't change, it don't duplicate. It's just the rising sun. Regardless of your councillor did have respect for the people in Cashew Gardens on the hill and Cashew Gardens to come and show solidarity to see if he can get the road fixed. Now the Prime Minister extends the olive branch for the 100 and something councillors straight across the length and breadth of Trinidad to see if we could organize, because everybody complained about the roads. You stand up on our platform last night trying to create political mileage out of that. You see, you know the sad thing about this, Aisha, well done? Their voting going to change it, they rather suffer in silence and hear the PNM and Rowley and go nowhere, live in a cesspool and go through a bad road worse than the Bokas. Good move, Mrs. Persad-Bissessa. Stupidity of the highest order.
When I tell you, boy, it's an easy. Caller, you live.
Hello. Good evening, Aisha. Good evening.
How you doing?
Fine, thank you, sister. Good evening to your listeners. Good evening to your viewers. Brother St. James, I hope you don't mind I go and piggyback. Hey, what? Aisha, I'm not talking to the UNC people, really. Or I mean, that level of dotishness all they're going to display. That NOP and UNC thing, Brother St. James, that is not no olive branch. That is the duty of the Prime Minister, Brother St. James. It is not like, all right, let me offer. No, that's what they're supposed to do. That's what the brother doing. Well, you come now and hear this now. And me, listen, that bunch, Milal, Kamala, and them, they shouldn't disappoint us anymore. Because that's what they give. Whatever equation you put it, it's going to add up to what them does be doing. Right? All our evil leaders unleashing the country. But the people who does support these people, the people who does follow through with these instructions, all you 52,000 times more dotage than the instruction itself if all you really do that then. At what point all you jump off and show that all you have any sense of discernment or understanding or a willingness to foster unity or a willingness to put aside the nonsense that this opposition had to offer on a trillionth of a second basis without fail. Oh gosh. I hear this now, and Ms. Gemma play it across nice, you know. I wish I could go like she to show you how these people does make you feel. Sometimes she's go, gosh, boy, they're real disgusting and out of timing. And it's time to come down from the later.
Don't hear for me now, she only claiming she rocking with boss, but courts on the hunter take back the cow. She feels she too nice, she no link with man with no drive. Come down from there, baby, come down from there, baby, take me through with advice. Them girl wrong, they not nice. Come down from there, baby, come down from there, baby.
Caller, you live.
Hi, good afternoon, Aisha. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very, very good. And you know, I have to come on the heels of Mr. St. James and very nice contribution because Aisha, I keep telling people, when you elect a leader who likes a party more than a country, and she sees everybody as a party person and nothing in the national interest, that's the leader running the UNC. You know, one of the most people are going through abuse are UNC supporters, you know. UNC supporters don't know about any policy from Kamala Prasad that could shape their development, you know. None at all, you know. She don't bring any, you know. And they don't know she gets a pension and everything with good living. And she comes to the parliament. And my contribution is already repetitive, you know. She comes to the parliament, Aisha Wells. Every month the parliament pays UNC MPs the salary in the thousands. And all they do in that parliament is tell the supporters no. And voting, they feel they're winning. Voting, they don't know that when they say no to a lot of development for the community. Where they could use their property, you know, as a means to get loans, get property improvement based on the environmental improvement. That's what Kamala doing to them. And you know why? Culture. Those poor people, culture. They sit down there with a lady who built a house maybe bigger than everybody owns and come in to tell councillors at this point in time where they could get good news, not to take over the UNC, but how they could drive the community. Kamala Prasad sat on a platform, 70-something years old, to tell them, don't come and see the Prime Minister. That is the problem. And listen, I don't feel sorry for them, eh? When you think about it, because all that can be so dotish, and it's going back to they're well educated, well informed, but they sit down there with a woman who we can define leadership from 2010 to 2015, spend money like she crazy, without an apology, and I'll just sit down there taking advice. So go ahead, but I want to let her know that Dr. Oli is not going to stand up there and feel that when I look canvass and protest, that he could just spend money to keep all the quiet. Or there's something else. And Aisha, before I go, there's a gentleman who talked about privatization, but he couldn't give an alternative. And that's the problem in Trinidad. When you sat there and tell me that privatization, government is not there to create employment for long term for people, just to stay long term while the company run down. That's not the thing. If people don't relish and embrace a company to ensure that it's profitable and so on, then definitely I would say privatize it. Because you know why? When you privatize and you get the interest and the profit, you could always diversify. You could always use something else for employment. But don't tell me, just own it, but no profit out of it. That's a foolish thing. Good program, Aisha. All the best. All you do, take Kamala Prasad serious.
Come down from there, baby. Come down from there, baby. Take me through with advice. Them girl wrong, they not nice. Come down from there, baby. Come down from there.
I will say again, and this is why we keep falling short. It is and will always be about politics when it comes to the UNC. It is not about social issues. It is not about the people, with the exception of their own people. It is about politics, financial fraud, and deceit. This is it with them and will always be. And if we don't get that through our thick skulls, we will never be able to solve the issue and the problem that is the UNC and our failing political system. It is and will always be about politics. Make no bones about it. Understand that.
Let's go, caller, you live.
Aisha Wells.
How you doing?
How are you doing today?
Good, thanks.
You here do? Who do you hear for you?
All of that bacchanal, Wall Street, my niece, you may hear from me. My niece.
Oh, your niece?
Yes, my niece.
So, if when I come to Trinidad, my wife, she could do my wife here for she?
Yeah, but your wife had to pay in some US dollars. This year still not cheap, you know?
Nah, that, what you worrying yourself about?
I forget money ain't no problem with you.
You know Rash Shorty, I know Rash Shorty I very well.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? You sing a song, money. What about you top? Where
it's from? Actually a dress, Wall Street.
It's a dress?
It's a dress.
Below the knees or above the knee?
It's on the knee, exactly.
On the knee, exactly. What about the shoes? What type of shoes?
It is flat shoes, same color as the dress.
Okay, all right. Oh, God, you're matching too bad. Bro.
Matching too bad.
What the watch is an Apple Watch?
That's right. One of my listeners gave it to me for my birthday.
Oh, I thought they gave you a pair watch instead of an Apple.
No. It wasn't a pair at all. Very sure about that.
But Aisha Wells.
Oi.
You know something, Aisha Wells? You know, the Trinidad and Tobago team at the Commonwealth Games perform fantabulous, splendiferous, marvelous, tremendiferous, and splentastic, right? We win the 200-meter men, Jerry Richard. We win the 4x400 gold. We come second in the 4x1. And just recently, Nicholas Paul get 3 medals, a gold, silver, and a bronze. And recently, Nicholas Paul also get 2 medals in the cycling event. And I said, well, there's a program in Trinidad that these guys in the Commonwealth Games for a gold medal, they will get $250,000. That is a fantastic, splendiferous thing for those athletes. But I still have a question, and I want you to ask the Prime Minister. I know he's under some pressure, but I want you to ask him this question for me. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, did you call Nicholas Paul? Did you call Jerry Richard? And did you call the members of the 4x400 Trinidad team and wish them congratulations? I don't want to hear nothing but on no Facebook poster. I'm not interested in that. This is a tremendous performance.
Can I ask you a question, Wall Street?
Sure.
When America wins on a race at any event, do you think Joe Biden just pick up his phone and call them directly?
Yes, depends on who it is. Yes, absolutely.
Wall Street, you're playing me for a clown today, hour.
No, presidents have called athletes and with them, for example.
If you're telling me the Minister of Sport didn't call them, I may say, all right. But the Prime Minister, who have a country to run?
Yes, only 1.4 million people you have. This is a momentous occasion for Trinidad and Tobago. I will tell you, based on population, I will tell you, I haven't looked it up, but I guess now that Trinidad won the most gold medals in the Commonwealth Games, based on population size. And in that, Aisha, the Commonwealth Games don't happen every year, Aisha. The Prime Minister needs to be proactive, and they call them guys, and boy, they will be. Just imagine, Aisha, if I in the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and I get a call from the Prime Minister to wish me congratulations after winning a gold medal, you know how fantabulous I will feel? I will feel on top of the world. Come on, Aisha. On top of the world, we only have 1.4 million people, right? And you can't spend 2 minutes and call them guys, man, with jump on. I know there's difficulties going on. But in spite of that, you are the Prime Minister. And let me just go go on quickly, Aisha. Secondly, Aisha, I'm asking a question. I am asking a question. I hear the fella from Taria, wherever it is T-A-R-I-A last name. I just can't remember the first initials or letters. That is where that UNC fella is, the Saddam Hussein constituency. It starts with a B. Anyway, I can't remember it, right? I think they used to call him Corporal. That is the fella, yeah, the fella named Corporal. But I think he changed his name. Aisha, I asked a question because I am an athlete, and let me toot me on a little bit, with 20 world records in Masters track and field. A little black boy from Chumaka, Flaventil, have established 20 world records in Masters. Tooting me on a little bit. Aisha, I'm asking the question. Has the government of Trinidad and Tobago helped these athletes previously? Don't tell me about the program and nobody program. Or don't come and talk about if I was and nobody program. Sports is my thing. Did the government of Trinidad and Tobago assist these athletes with their rent, the masseuse, the therapist, the psychiatrist?
I'm trying to get to the point, so I'm hoping you take me there soon.
But that's the point. The point is, have they helped assist these athletes prior? I don't want to hear now that them athletes win gold, all of them bumping all your gums and all they being happy. Oh God, we win a gold medal, we win silver medal. And when they need help, look at the interview with Dwight St. Hilier's mom. Dwight, the guy who read off the 4x400, his mother is a Tobagonian. Look at the interview what she had with Liz Williams. Look at it. And she said, I don't want all you now to come and all you bumping all your gums and all you rate and all you rating your papers and all you taking out centerfold ads, all kind of thing. Right? And lastly, I'm going to close with this one. Aisha, the 7.5 million that's being spent for the Independence Day celebration, I think it's a splendiferous idea, but I would have liked the government to be more proactive and allow the corporations in Trinidad and Tobago to do their CSR, which is corporate social responsibility, and have them donate. They should have donated that $7.5 million, and the government could have taken that $7.5 million and maybe assist students with booklets, parents with booklets, and so on. I believe that 7.5 million should have been corporate social responsibility, and the UNC have no moral authority to talk about 7.5 million when they spend 35 million in the 50th anniversary celebration. Aisha Wells, you have a fantabulous, splendiferous, marvelous, tremendous, and splentifulous. That is a new one, Aisha. Splentifulous day. Bye-bye.
Come down from there, baby.
Caller, you live. Caller, you live.
Hi, good afternoon, Aisha.
Hi, how are you?
I'm alright. I am now convinced that Wall Street tripping.
I think it's mental illness too, you know.
First of all, if a team is going to Birmingham or to any game, the TTOC sends a masseuse, a doctor, all those people with them to take care of them during that time of the whatever games it is. So, and the government is paying for that. Secondly, when they come home, I would expect that the Prime Minister may invite them to lunch or dinner, not call them when they now come off the field. Yeah, so they have nothing to do and wait on the Prime Minister call. Thirdly, the government can't ask corporate citizens to sponsor anything. They have to be willing to do it. The corporate citizens don't even put up posters and banners in front of their house independence. So the government will get 7.5 million. Come down from there now. Come down, please, now. Oh, God, man.
I wonder who next to push up the chest and feel like...
Let's go, caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Iwer.
How you doing, love? Blessed love.
I see a real hypocrite with Mr. Wall Street this morning. He talked about if the athletes and them get money before going to compete, and when they read out the elite athlete program showing that these athletes and them will who qualify gets money to qualify now to train and get themselves in order to go into these events. Mr. Wall Street, according to Aisha, Biden don't make no call to no athlete. Thank you very much, Aisha.
You're welcome. You're welcome so much. I tell you, I don't know now. Prayers is needed.
And then Ole will bring people of their ilk and their kind on the program to try to defend that nonsense as stated by their leadership. Because we know what they're coming to say. We know what they will say. It's not to say that you don't know, because it's years you're hearing them with the same rhetoric over and over and over. But yet we want change. We keep inviting recalcitrance. We keep inviting the same piece of tool, tomfoolery and cacaholery. We expect that because it go smell different, it come from a different toilet or latrine, it go be different? Really?
Aisha, good evening. These people who complain about buses, please stop it, because every bus has a schedule and a time they're supposed to be there. So if you come 2 minutes after the bus come and they say the bus come every 3 hours, how long you expect to wait? Check the schedule of the bus before you go and wait for the bus now, and then you can make noise.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Today. In the house. Aisha, that is why Vasa thing not making any sense. Check it, you just have 13 men to one hole, fixing one hole in a league. A road now paved. Wasa know that road there was to fix. They wait until the road paved and then they come and they dig it up. And that is the problem. And the next thing too, it will take longer for the road to come and fix. When it is now, they could have had a Wasa fix it crew. Right? Just like Pure. When Wasa done dig up the road, when they done fix the pipeline, that team of itself could come back the next day and fix the road one time. Instead of putting down the aggregate and then when rain fall, it wash it out, we get some big pothole, it rupture back the pipe. This thing no takes rocket science to do no according to E.T. man. This thing no take no rocket science. You don't have to go and have a degree in order to get this thing done. So they have a right to send home all them managers and them need to send home some of them supervisors too. Because you can't tell me a supervisor is there to supervise the work to see what needs to be done. It comes just like where I am working. A supervisor will go around, see how they place it, and when it have a place in a bad mess, will report to the team, and we the team now will leave and go and cut and take. That is how the thing's supposed to be. So I'm glad that they cut enough from the head and reach down to the tail. Aisha, I call them road termite. So this thing is a easy fix. You incorporate one time when they come and they dig up the road, then you come and you get the another team will come and pave back the road one time. So Aisha girl, send it. Locked on and listen.
Come down from there, baby. Come down from there, baby. Take me to.
We have a minute before that break. Let me see if I could clear up the voice notes.
Good evening, Aisha. Let me tell you something, Aisha. You see that woman, Kamala Prasad? She don't care about nothing. She finds she not in power. So she find this, she want to mash up this country and mash up the UN. She will mash up she party and all too. You understand? The way how that woman has talked. If she could get rid of all the old folks at that party, all, and bring in a set of new people that have to listen to she and obey with she rules and if thing or whatever the case might be, and you shouldn't give she no opposition, or that woman seems like she gonna mash up anything that she not in charge of, and that probably she intentions. I don't know, like that woman like she going on for something.
I tell you, a lot of them suffering from mental illness, caller. A lot. We're going to go for a break, and when we meet the top of the hour, it is going to be 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock. We're going to be right back inside the last and final hour. Let's go.
Stupid advice, them girl wrong they not nice. Come down from there, baby. Come down from
Views
there.
expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
I drink in the daru, lining with the boys. This woman shout out, I make up your voice. From there we start moving, one thing lead to the next. 9 months later, it's back and all and go back. Look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. Now she belly high, right up to she throat. Where I go tell me why. This thing you know joke. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. Pampers and hobbies, being by them for years. Don't talk about the nursery, that will put my pocket in tears. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. Is this the black man? A message left on the phone. We want direction. We hope that you're home alone. Hello, sugar daddy. The water back bus. Scanted twin babies. We christening them in August. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. She in front me house. Hanging down me door. Holy baby view. Doctor said for you. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. Sex before marriage, I never indulge in that. If she tempt me, ties our belt and lash. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. I still can't believe them babies is mine. I had to get DNA to clear up my mind. The last time I checked, Facebook count was low. All of a sudden, how we climb up just so. Look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. Say she missed the old, and 2 years he ain't touchy. How I touch the sweet spot, and tell her she hold belly. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. If you see the twins that mean, is you in print? They hire your own structure, resembling your grandmother. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. But look where one lash could do. Look where one lash could do. But look where one lash could do. 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 Look where one lash could do.
Join Pastor Kelvin Heinerine and friends for The Way, The Truth, The Life Radio Ministry, a Church of God ministry, live on the Street 919 FM from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. This and every Sunday on the Street 919 FM. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father except through me. John chapter 14, verse 6. For further information, contact 686-3845, 349-5178, or 342-7303.
Hot off the Press presents Aisha Wells' birthday bash. Come celebrate celebrate with Aisha on board the Embassy on August 13th. Boarding at the Hyatt Waterfront from 6:30 p.m. sharp. Featuring an all-star DJ cast. We're going to have a good time celebrating with Aisha.
You're on board. We're talking about my birthday bash.
For tickets and more information, call Robert at 333-2181. Olu at 730-3665.
It's my birthday. That's what we're talking about. Happy birthday to you.
Good about that looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-595-9, 281-4723, or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it as well.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
It's all about the fastest growing reggae show in the land without a doubt. Right here on the Street 919 FM. Each and every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with yours truly, MC Duke, alongside Selector Kochi. So make it a date and don't be late. Rock and come in, so line up, link up, creep up. You don't know reggae rock each and every Sunday. Salute God Amari, King Selassie.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Well, the thing fell off. All you need to remember is that we're sailing from the Breakfast Shed in Port of Spain. We are boarding at 6:30 p.m. sharp because we're sailing at 7. This is a cooler event, so no glass bottles and no oversized coolers allowed. It's my birthday bash. We're talking about fireworks, cutting at the cake rhythm section, the full works. If you haven't gotten your tickets, you could probably try and see if you could get you a tickets at Roberts. Call Roberts at 333-2181. That's 333-2181. See you there.
Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or
Well, I tell you, them people in UNC control areas clearly not suffering. Because their political leader has instructed them to desist from attending meetings held by the Prime Minister. According to Prasad Bisesa, it is just a PR stunt. Every line is lit. Let's see who's there. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon.
Brother Tabakit.
Good afternoon, you beautiful sister.
How are you?
I'm good. Sister, you hear me properly?
Loud and clear.
Thank you. So let's get into the editorial. Let's get into local government. Let's really deal with the truth what happened today, why UNC councillors, chairman, and alderman did not attend, and councillors.
Tabakit, is there a truth behind that?
Well, if you will permit me to share my opinion.
Okay, I will take that. Let me hear you.
Very well. So you have Sandy Grande Corporation, you have the Shogunas Corporation, you have the Covert Tabaki Talparo Regional Corporation, you have the Penal Debe, and you have the Princeton and Sandy Grande. Let's get there. You see, your program is about informing the people. For 7 years, all one UNC corporation have been denied funds for their electoral district and their purchases. Let me repeat this. For 7 years, UNC corporations, the chairman and mayor have been denied funds by the Minister of Local Government. Why the ministers and them then didn't go to Dr. Rowley and tell him that the UNC1 corporation was starved of funds? They could not have fixed roads. They couldn't fix drainage. Where was the funding for all these corporations in the UNC1 corporations? Where our mayors is? Where our chairman is? I wasn't hearing the human cry from the PNM activists who call in this radio to cuss the political leader and opposition leader. What the political leader is doing, that's clean politics. She made a clarion call to her troops. You know the audacity and the hypocrisy of the PNM by its prime minister and local government minister. For the last 7 years.
1 minute. I would like you to list one incident over the last 7 years that UNC councillors, chairmen, or aldermen were victimized.
Okay, let's deal. I could call corporation. I could tell you, for instance...
I don't want corporations. I want specific incidences of victimization.
Listen, what you're asking me to do is pick rice from a lagoon, from a whole rice field. And for radio time, I am giving you it where it's a fact. I have to deal with the funding which have not been given to the various mayor and chairman. For instance, we have the Penal Debe. You have Alan Sami. He have been making clarion call after clarion call. You have the chairman for the the Covert Tabakit Regional Corporation, Henry Awang. All year where he couldn't do drainage and all these things for the people. We have the mayor of Shogunas. We have the chairman for the Princeton Regional Corporation. You have Sandy Grande, where Chutaram been asking, look at floods. And Sister Aisha, this is real. This is real. This is not something where Marabuntas will call and hear themselves. Let me remove the Marabuntas. Let's call them activists if they want to be called so. Let me call the areas again. You have the Sandy Grande Regional Corporation. You have the Shogunas Regional Corporation. You have the Covert Tabaki Talparo. You have Penal Debo, Princess Town Superior. And for 7 years, the government has starved our UNC1 areas. Councillors could not attend to drainage, anything you think about. And when I hear Faris Alwari is holding a press conference to cry shame at the political leader and opposition leader, I am saying, Faris, come down from there. That is being disingenuous. Where was the funding for the last 7 years? And those are the real debates I want from the PNM callers. I don't want to hear about race and race. Call and debate Tabaki. Why did you starve our corporation of funds? When you starve the corporation of funds, it's poor people. And let me say this before I take my leave. It is a human cry and shame and disingenuous, and where the Prime Minister pretending he couldn't attend it. You know why? Because our dear political leader and opposition leader, she made a clarion call to the troops and said, don't go there. For 7 years, they denied, not the councillors, but the people in the electoral district, they denied them funding. And I'm saying now, I call on the maribunters of the PNM to call and say why they deny all UNC1 corporation and all councillors funding, and they starve the people. I am saying I support the political leader, I support the opposition leader, and all councillors, all chairmen for not going there because they starve us of funding for 7 years. Tabakit out and out.
So Tabakit, you have made a clarion call for the callers on this program to answer you back. And I am going to open up the phone lines and allow it to continue. Because Tabakit, you're very disingenuous to accuse that only the UNC-led corporations have been starved for funding over the last 7 years. That is not true and incorrect. And because of your, Tabakit, incorrect statement, I'm going to allow the corrections to continue. Tabakit, all you had to stop that. All you had to stop that. Caller, you live. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I was going to strike Tabakit and the political leader for the amount. They're lying too much. They're too nasty. Tabakit real nasty. You go tell me 7 years they didn't give them nothing. They're too lying. They're too nasty. So it's only 7 corporations. And so what you want to say? It was only the PNM corporation gets money and the others didn't get any. They're too wicked. Tabakit, wicked. And
So for 7 years, caller, 7 entire years, budget after budget, 7 fiscal budgets, local government got money, and those corporations didn't get a cent, they didn't get a penny, they didn't get a dollar. That is what Kamla Prasad Bisesa and Tabakit by extension want us to believe. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
Tell Tabakit the money where they take from empty now the treasury, why they don't take that? Borrow from that wherever they hide it. And where they had the one in Panama, tell them call their friend in Panama. Tell them send back some of that all that money where he going with. I go on. Bye.
And you hear them running.
Every line is lit. Tabakit, you brought it on yourself. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, very happy birthday in advance.
I tried calling you weekend, I didn't even get you.
But maybe I was in the bathroom when you called.
I feel so. I tried calling you twice.
Man, well, I hope I ain't going no place. Just make as they were.
All right, no problem. I will call you.
Yes. Mr. Tabakit, why do you come on the radio and exhaust yourself so much and expect people to believe you with your nonsensical, stupidness that you always go on the radio and say. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with your mind? You ever check out your mind when you look out the window and you see them people eating the roti and thing, or there's gay some? Mr. Tabakit, give us a break with your nonsense and my leave. And I will go there and you say the same thing time and time again. Mr. Tabakit, give us a chance. Stay off the radio, please. You are a constant annoyance. You are a constant annoyance to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We have to sit down and listen to you because time to run the radio, turn it down to not to hear you. We'll have to leave our coffee or our tea and go and do it. Mr. Zabati, give us a chance, please. We beg you and Central, and we're going as far as Mr. Ralph Marjo, let's stay off the radio, please. I'm begging all you. Achaba.
Type of people.
Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon, Aisha Wells again.
Yes, sir. Welcome back.
Good afternoon, Aisha Wells. Good evening.
Welcome back, caller. Welcome back.
Aisha, I want to deal with Tabakit. We was in a pandemic for 2 years. All corporations around Trinidad and Tobago, right, had money funding because there was a health emergency that the government was dealing with. So it wasn't anything spiteful against any corporation. When you ask them, I said, he changed your programming. Aisha itemized that many times your political leader, Mrs. Bissessa, called the councillors to meetings and talk shops and forums. And nobody within the PNM stopped them. That's what we deal with Tabakit. Apples and oranges. Not about no staff or no corporations and looking for excuse and shouting at the top of your voice, hoping that you will get a round of applause from a political leader and some more money might be deposited into your bank account. The fact of the matter is, if the Prime Minister of our country calls out all the regional corporations, councillors to meet, what is to hear their grouses and whatever? What is the issue with that to go and hear, as Aisha Wells used to do, as she said, from 2010 to 2013? And I just want to end and say, Aisha, don't deal with this one from this classless gutter, one from you, this mingling man. Aisha, I was afraid to tell Wall Street, you don't want no mingling man, you know. I know man who's just talk about the words and when time to support, you don't see them, you know. Yes, because this fella no class, he comes to change your program, right? And I found the next building for your Wall Street. There's a next building for rent. You have a fixation on buildings. There's a next building for rent Wall Street on the corner of Queen Street and Frederick Street opposite the Drag Mall. Rent out that and do something for the children of until now. It's a man of word, pound for pound. Right in your hometown there. Let me see you do your thing. Aisha Wells are listening.
Let's go, caller, you're live. Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live.
Good evening, Aisha.
Hi, how are you?
Good afternoon, in fact. 6 o'clock is evening. I get people that cut for that dinner. Yeah. Aisha, we have no figures. We know they got money. We know everybody got money because they didn't send home their basic staff. Right? They couldn't employ people like they normally would. We know everybody get money. But one thing that would prompt, my thought is that Dr. Alan Sami of the Pinal DB, now I live in Pinal, but this part of Pinal is in the Siparia Regional Corporation. And Pinal DB is kind of intertwined with Siparia around this area here. So whatever they're doing is of interest to us because, we pass there and we get their water and this water and everything affects everybody. So when we had the recent scare of a tropical storm, it did not turn into a storm. But when we had that scare, Dr. Alan Sami pointed out that he didn't have money for diesel. Not that they didn't have money. Money comes allocated for particular items on the list. And you could move money from one area to another. But his allocation for diesel was very small and it had run out. And the minister was saying, well, take from some other place. And he was saying, well, if I do that, something that's supposed to happen there in another item that was supposed to be accomplished, even people getting paid, wouldn't happen. Because I can't do that. You have to send that money. So what the minister did was made arrangements for them to get diesel on credit with 2 gas stations so that they could carry out the function. So that tells you that the money runs down sometimes. Now, even though in the national budget, the Ministry of Local Government would have gotten money for diesel and penal debit would have been allocated a sum, they did not receive what they were supposed to. So in the budget it was read, at the ministry you would see the allocation, in the penal debit budget you would see the allocation, but the money was not spent, the full amount. So they ran out of diesel. Now diesel is a very conspicuous thing that you could see, right? But money could run out for a million little things. And this is what they're talking about. That money was allocated, the budget, yes, figures everywhere, telling you so much for this and how much for that, and we're going and collect, and we're going and get this going here and that going there, and we're going and open youth camp, and we're doing this and we're doing that. But the money has a pathway to take to get to the end user. So until we get these figures of what each corporation was promised and what they actually received under various headings, like for road maintenance and for drainage and for, you know, all of the various upkeep of buildings and what have you, diesel, maintenance of equipment and hiring of people and whatnot, until we get a breakdown of the things that they do, the money that was allocated for it, and how much they actually got. We can't take a side, because I don't have those figures, but I know diesel ran out when they should have had money for diesel and they didn't. Thank you.
Oh, they're sick, Pina. Sick. Caller, you live?
Yeah, hello again, Aisha.
Go ahead, darling.
Thank you very much, Brother St. James. And Mr. Pina's contribution rubbishes Mr. Tabaki's nonsense, because that is exactly what I was coming with. How could they could be starved when there was the issue with the diesel and they told him to take it? I think it was recurrent from the recurrent fund until better could be done, because it was real pressure at the time, if you understand, and this is understandable. It is beyond the reasoning of how to put it, boy, these people who just don't have no rationale. You understand? So, Brother Tabaki, there is your response from Brother Penal. I want you to come and explain now that millions are available in another fund. I want you to explain how that is nothing. That is why I want you to explain. Great program, I share you have a good evening. You getting people on to answer questions without... have a good one, Aisha. Have a good one.
Let's see who's there. Caller, you live? Caller, you live?
Hi, Aisha.
Hi.
That's what I'm doing. Sorry. You hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. There is some truth in what Pina said. Now, Tabakit is a fool as well now. I realize that UNC has a lot of fools, but they're showing up. Do you remember the minister before Faris Alwari, when they made the complaint? He said they did not send their requests. So all we were able to send is the recurrent expenditure. You remember that? I don't know if you remember.
I remember. Go ahead.
Yes, so they asked for they didn't send the request to the projects, and they only send the recurrent expense. 1, 2. When the government asked for local government reform, where the local government could collect the taxes, and the taxes can be used to fix the community. What do you say? They are not part of that. So how are they complaining now? So everybody had the problem first to begin with money, and 2, they did not. 3, oh yeah, plenty of them have not done their what do they call it? what the center, not the central government, who does check the books and things.
The auditors?
The auditors have not gotten reports from plenty of the corporations for years, and it was said. So you spend money and you're not sending your audit, so we just gain your money to do what you want? No. You have to send your audit. And you could check back those are facts that are there. Have a nice day, Aisha.
Thank you so much. Well, in response to what happened today, the Minister of Local Government has made a statement. Loop TT News updated 3 hours ago. Headline, unfortunate. PM absent from local government meeting after boycott. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Faris Alwari, urged citizens to demand more from their local representatives, following the boycott of some officials at the meeting, which was to be led by the Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley. Speaking at a virtual briefing on Tuesday, Alwari said the following call by opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar to boycott the meeting on local government issues. Dr. Rowley did not attend the meeting, but was instead represented by Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Camille Robinson-Regis. Unfortunately, the leader of the opposition demanded that practitioners of the UNC arm of local government, half of the country, that is, 7 of our corporations, did not attend this event, and therefore information was not able to be given directly to these practitioners. The Honorable Prime Minister did not attend the event today with the announcement that the opposition would be boycotting it. Alwari said government representatives have a duty to address the needs of the public. People who are in charge of policy have an obligation to represent themselves for questioning. Today, the Prime Minister made arrangements for the Prime Minister to be questioned. I made myself available for questioning. The Attorney General was present, and so too was the Minister of Public Administration available. The Prime Minister coordinated a live meeting with every representative, not from one political party, but all the representatives. And when you have a Prime Minister prepared to face the live and hard questions on an open microphone with no time limit, those are opportunities which I respectfully believe ought to be embraced so that hard questions and proper answers can be given. We want to urge the country to demand better from their representatives, that we get on with the business of representing people. Local government reform is critical. Alwari said Cabinet plans to move forward with local government reform, including transitioning from a 3-year cycle to a 4-year cycle, creating a municipal corporation and moving the Executive Council into full-time employment. He said additionally there are plans to allow for corporations to be able to instruct corporation CEOs. This means that much needed relief of corporations that have been asking for no longer find an obstacle of a CEO which does not align him or herself with the desires and wishes of local government requests, that the councillors can make the resolution. Alwari added that financing for local government would be addressed, which would be aided with the implementation of property tax. The next aspect was to talk specifically and directly to the manner in which we finance local government, and it involves the implementation of property tax. Alwari said, nevertheless, the event was a successful one, and the details of the proclamation and timetable of 9 laws concerning government reform will be made available in due course. So, those of you who did not attend, you miss an opportunity to hear first-hand information on how local government is going to transform itself in a short space of time. 28 seconds, a break is due. When we come back, we're in the last half hour of the program. I'm going to play voice notes.
Get up early next morning, go down in the 10 days yard,
West are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street.
Hot Off the Press presents Aisha Wells' birthday bash. Come celebrate with Aisha on board the Embassy on August 13th. Boarding at the Hyatt Waterfront from 6:30 p.m. sharp. Featuring an all-star DJ cast. We're going to have a good time celebrated with Aisha.
You're on board. We're talking about my birthday bash. For tickets and more information, call Robert at 333-2181. Ulu at 730-3665. It's my birthday. That's what we're talking about. Happy birthday to you.
Good about that, looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-595-281-4723 or email us at coralvisiontt@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it's as well.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Sell off. All you need to remember, well, the thing sell off. All you need to remember is that we're sailing from the Breakfast Shed in Port of Spain. We are boarding at 6:30 p.m. sharp because we're sailing at 7. This is a cooler event, so no glass bottles and no oversized coolers allowed. It's my birthday bash. We're talking about fireworks, cutting at the cake rhythm section, the full works. If you haven't gotten your tickets, you could probably try and see if you could get you a tickets at Roberts. Call Roberts at 333-2181. That's 333-2181. See you there.
Good evening, Aisha. Aisha, I'm like to boast about how the party has so much of lawyers and doctors and all of these people. But these people are just educated fools. They have to be educated fools to follow a woman like Kamala with all the nonsense she just be doing and saying. They have to be educated fools. And all those lawyers she like to boast about. You see how she was just handed silk? I wouldn't be surprised half of them with handed certificate. I wouldn't be surprised. And don't talk for the doctors. Me, them little girls and boys they have in the hospital saying there's doctors, I ain't taking no chance of them.
Aisha, good afternoon again, sweetheart. Aisha, I doesn't know why Tabaki just come and make yourself a clown and a puppy show on your program. Tabakit, what the hell you know about the corporation? Tabakit, I work with the corporation. I retire from the corporation. You understand me? Aisha, I can afford to tell and tell you about the corporation. Aisha, you know Tabakit when called Sandy Grande Regional Corporation and asks, who's the chairman up there and who's the CEO up there? And how come the CEO brother, you understand me, getting so much contract to clean the toilets and them? You hear what I'm telling you about? Tabakit, call and find out about these things. You're embarrassing yourself. Aisha, I can afford to and tell you. Let me tell you something. I naturally had called the minister. Yeah, I had called you, Minister Kasim, to let him know Sarah Regional Corporation to take on 335 workers. You understand me? And when they can't get paid, and they can't get this, and they can't get that, they will say, is the government, is the government, is the government? But keep talking utter rubbish. Flush that. I shall go so far to tell you, it had workers use a fraud, sick leave, and bring it for me. And when I catch up on it, I had also go to the ministry because I am not going to pay nobody with that, Aisha Welch. I catch them fraud and sick leave. Because you know when you go to hospital, you can't get Aisha Welch signing a sick leave Monday as Aisha Welch signing a sick leave January month, February month, same doctor. No, it's fraud. You use a fraud sick leave. But I dealt with them. What I'm telling you about. So, Tabakit, you don't know what the hell you talking about, corporation.
You all did not learn one thing from what happened in Tobago. Not one thing you all didn't learn. My God.
You know, long me in here, you reporter, where you come out?
Connect smart man. They connect smart one. Pinal, where you come from? Pinal, I used to work all those places, you know. So I know what you all used to do with diesel and so forth. They siphoning the diesel and they and selling the diesel on the black market. But I ain't gonna say no more. It's alleged.
The bus was to come every hour. The bus was to come every hour on a Sunday.
People don't know the race. Yes, they can't remember the color. All they know is that they feel.
I sure you realize when Wall Street come on the radio, you realize the viewership does lessen. People comes off and then like time him and then come back on.
Mr. Aisha Wells, good evening. Why this man that you're tolerating, why he ain't offer them athletics and them something in his college?
Wall Street, your jealousy of Dr. Rowley is showing more and more. Boy, use the most sickening and disrespectful thing. Like this man eat your white fowl. It had to be, boy. I fed up with you.
Let's go again. Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live. Not ready yet. Caller, you're live.
Yes, good evening again, Aisha.
Hi, welcome.
Aisha, yes, and you know, I'm glad to be and the calling and you see the stupidity and the problem being faced by the citizens run by UNC-run corporation. It's a sad day, because the model we're trying to introduce is personal model, right? They will watch television and watch up the U.S. model where the mayor runs. Yeah. Listen, what people missing? Aisha, there are lots of East Indian people who are seeing the support of the UNC, catching the real tailor, and it's not something I'm glad about. I could tell you that. Unemployment and all kind of things in those areas. And poor people these poor people don't know that their suffering is because of the political leader Kamala Prasad not agreeing to things like local government reform in the parliament, where you can have an increase in listen, Aisha, you work there, you will know the various jobs that will increase on the basis of property tax. A lot of jobs, especially in those areas. And Kamala sacrificing those people's well-being in the likes of Tabakit and Peanut to a lesser extent, coming on the radio to tell me that because you get enough money during a pandemic, Kamala Prasad telling the councillors, don't go and hear the Prime Minister. And I will tell you, when you canvass to be leader of this country with your political party, when you become Prime Minister, you become the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister of all councillors, not Prasad Bisasande. They are Prime Minister of who they can help. That's the problem. And that's why I'm telling people, I have no respect for Mr. Prasad Bisasa as the leader of the UNC to come and tell me anything in relation to people are running to win election to become Prime Minister. It's a waste of time. Let me end. People of UNC run regional corporation, unless you all get rid of that leader and put someone for the interest of agree to policies brought about by the PNM, or let's stay right there and suffer. I say that, Aisha, stay right and suffer and see if the government will just approve money for spending without proper accountability. Waste of time. The time has come to end that. Thank you well.
Last half hour, caller, you on the line. Caller, you are on the line.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Yes. Thank you. No, you hear me because they wasn't hearing me before. Alright, Aisha, these fellas of them doesn't really make no sense at all. No penal and thing and them. They're just trying to like cover up for that dotation that Kamala said. Because each year on the budget they allocate money. So what is happening? The budget is complain that they will get enough money. But here it is, the government is giving you all a chance to collect your whatever revenue you collect in the district. You can spend it. Plus, you'll be still getting allocation. But UNC is not supporting that. What contribution they give in Parliament to do something like that? Now, he is calling to say that the PNM deliberately stopping them for money. Tabaki, it's all not making sense, boy. Go back and check over your lies again and come back again.
Let's go again. Caller, you live. Caller, we're hearing you. Apparently you weren't hearing me. You're live.
Yes, Miss Aisha Wells.
Hi.
All corporations will starve for funds. And according to Rowley Jr., is accountability we're dealing with right now, Aisha. Aisha, you are a counselor. And in your time, the corporation gets money also to get materials to do little patchings and road surface and whatever they used to do. But it's up to, for the last years, they didn't get no money for that, Aisha. You know, the bins in Quarry Street, empty papers are showing. I'm talking about Port of Spain Corporation. And to come and say that's how you start for funds, we want accountability for all the money being spent right now. Thank you very much, Aisha.
Let's go, you're live.
Aisha?
Yes, PNM Jamal.
What happened to Mr. Tabaki and the one in Wall Street or Street Wall that we from in America? What is wrong with these people? Oh, Lord, I don't know what Dr. really do to these people and them. I don't know what that man do them. Oh, God, I'll leave the Prime Minister alone. I'm fed up of all of this nonsense. Oh, my God, heaven help. Oh, Lord, Father, God, help. I beg him to help, oh, God. These people are them sick, you know. Oh, Lord, Aisha, girl, have a good night.
Thank you, PNM Jamal. Let's take another call. You're live. Caller, you are live.
Yes, Miss Aisha. Oh my God! I tried since even I have about 150 calls
well,
on
I'm
the phone.
glad you got in. Glad you got in.
I want to talk about maybe two people. Central PNM thieving since 1956. Right, I agree with that. But the UNC spent 10 years, and the thief 100 times more than the PNM from 56 till now. Say, I say so, 500 million of our cotton notes and come back to the treasury. That to tell you how bad it is. In one lash, you all thief out what PNM and thief for 50 years. You understand what's going on? So shut your mouth, Central. You know how long I want it because you talk about Monk St. George, you know, and Monk St. George can forget about 14-1. 14-1, nothing is happening in Tobago. Miss Aisha not changing it. Nothing is happening in Tobago. All the chief secretary stupidness and them doing is having a good time, sending people all over the place and everybody holidaying. Nobody, no, all the projects that were going on during the PNM time shut down now for the last 8 months. So you don't know nothing what's going on. People were fooled with money and because people so gullible and so non-educated. Well, I'm saying it, and I ain't taking back my word. They are so uneducated that they grab at straw. You understand? And Mr. Wall Street, a long time I didn't hear you, but I happen to hear you this evening. Which part Mr. Biden or Mr. Trump call anybody or in America to tell them congratulations? Which part? Which part does this happen? Well, it's why you don't continue to be this stupid professor you are and leave Dr. Rowley alone. Why you do not leave Dr. Rowley alone in Wall Street? Something is wrong with you. $7 million for whatever Dr. Rowley and they want to do for independence is a problem to you. You must give it to this guy. Why the hell you don't come home and bring your money and do what you have to do in Chumakak and talking about 20 gold medals? Why look, go from here now. Shut your mouth and go from here. Well, look crazy.
Uncle, you give it to him. Caller, you live.
Aisha.
Mommy.
Well, girl, I never know that Keith Christopher Rowley would have been so popular after all these years. Honest to God. Aisha, I like to tell you, you hear this is the good thing that's come from the West? Well, I like to tell Aisha Wells. Aisha, Dr. Rowley is getting east, west, north, south. Yeah, look at where they reach now. What is the step over Sharon? Sharon, my darling, good afternoon to you. Aisha, what I could and tell you? Keith Christopher Rowley, for Digger Martin West, who represent us, the people, will continue to fight for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, Aisha. Dr. Rowley, thank you for a good job. Well done. You understand what I'm telling you about, Aisha? Aisha, my darling, have a good one and you reach home safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Caller, you live.
Aisha, good evening. Everybody else, good evening.
Hi, darling.
Aisha, when Tabakit say the councillors didn't get money, so that means these people just sit down there and ain't getting a salary for a month and 7 years now they ain't getting salaries, and they sit down there still not saying anything. Why they could tell lies?
Not only that, they went back up and put themselves to be re-elected. Remember, local government term is 3 years. So for 7 years, they didn't get money, and they come back a second time,
We are working for nothing because they were not getting money. And all of them men who have this woman telling them don't go in a meeting. I wonder if she give them stockings too. We call them some Makome men. Because the point is for them to be letting a woman telling them only don't go anywhere to the meeting and they ain't go anywhere. Them are worse, you see? Okay. This whole lie. People ain't get money for 7 years and they sit down there working without a salary.
Tabakit, well done, Tabakit. You continue to spread your message for your political leader, boy. Everybody know you're a racist, you're a UNC political misfit, and you saying what you had to say, you ain't care about nobody. You gain the free airtime, take it. Once they're giving you free airtime, Tabakit, to spew your hate, your rhetoric, and your deceit, you go, boy. You, Penal Central, Ole, go ahead and do what Ole does best. Because everybody know what else do, so go ahead. Because Ole gain the free airtime, Ole take the free airtime, and Ole do what Ole does best, boy, Tabakit. Bravo.
Let's go again. You're live.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That radio was very loud.
Yeah, because I was listening, but I just wanted to I lose all track of everything.
Well, call me back now and load on the radio.
Present good evening, Ms. Aisha, and the listening public. Aisha and the listening public. I support and endorse the present utility minister with this approach with where WASA is concerned. I could strongly say that I had so much experience with WASA. If I had a sheer experience, Aisha, with WASA, there's things that I saw with my own eyes, the nation would say it is a good move. WASA have need restructuring in a long time. You cannot compare WASA with TNTech. Some people trying to compare it. You cannot compare WASA with TNTech. The difference between WASA and TNTech does perform. So the PNM will get some licks if they go after TNTech. During storm, during any kind of weather condition, inclement weather, TNTech performing. They come to make sure that people have electricity in their household. They don't make joke with that, right? And when you call TNTech with a power outage within your community, they does respond. When you call WASA, you tell WASA so by so, it have a leak here there. 3 months elapse, a year elapsed, that leak still there. They want people to defend that. WASA is a non-performing entity, right? WASA is overstaffed. In addition to all that, WASA itself need restructuring badly, Aisha. It need that restructuring, right?
Thank you for sharing. Caller, you live.
Aisha, I have a question I want to ask. Whether or not Mr. Tabakit was given a Medal of Honor for dishonesty. I want to know what the government of the day give this man such award, because it is disturbing to hear this man, who I presume has some age, to come and mislead the public and awardee. Something is wrong, Aisha. Something is wrong. Either you take a vote that this man be banned from 91.9. Right? This is my situation here. Have a blessed evening, and we don't see you again.
Thank you so much, my darling. All the best to you.
Good evening, Aisha. Mr. Pinal here again. You know, Aisha, it is important that people understand that recurrent expenditure, which is to pay salaries and buy little office supplies and things, you will get. But that will do nothing. It simply means you have a set of people being paid and they don't have material to do the work, because the regional corporations are about new work and maintenance of roads and trains and floodgates and cutting off grass and maintenance of buildings and whatnot. If you don't get money for that, instead of calling a meeting to mamaga everybody, just release the money. You know, release a little bit for everybody so that everybody could get a little bit done. It is not necessary to call a meeting to engage in self-aggrandizement when you could just release the money, a little bit for everybody, and let's get something done. Thanks. Bye.
Caller, you are live. You are probably my last caller.
Yeah. What I call to tell you, you see that ticket where you get Tabakit to go on the boat ride, I feel you better take it back. Don't get Tabakit no ticket.
Sure, put him out of the boat ride, eh?
Yeah, put him out of the boat ride. He deserve to come there. Too stupid. I fight him up Tabakit here too, and I know him personally. Don't give him no ticket.
All right, darling. Well, Tabakit, I said they don't want you on the boat ride. Tabakit, that is it. People they would not like you to come on the boat ride. Final call, very quickly.
Just release the money to Chief Pinal. Just release it. That's a slush fund.
No accountability.
No accountability.
Don't send
money
nothing for the auditors to audit. Just give me the money.
Money is your God. What people don't realize, through the pandemic, oil prices went down to $0 and 20-something dollars. We was in a health emergency. So all the corporations will start for resorts. And I said, well, you know, with your experience as a former councillor, that there's always a cash flow issue to do little small projects within communities in every corporation. But that doesn't say that the corporation didn't get a allotment of money. Yes, Pinal, money is all you got.
Leave it, my good friends and people. This is where I have to make my way out of here. Until tomorrow, remember it is crunch time, it is countdown time. We're getting ready to head to Aisha Wells' birthday bash on Saturday. Coming, the last, very, very last 30 tickets, I believe I was told, still available. You need to call Robert though to get your hands on one at 333-2181. That's 333-2181. People, I'm out of here until tomorrow. Be safe and have a good one.